If the income for you is a big zero there from the last year, here's what I know. You ain't making 30% net revenue. That's a fact on other people's work. You're probably having to subsidize some of your business in some form or fashion, or you've got some dysfunction because you have too many people to make the money that you're trying to make. And it all comes down to your conversion rates are off. Conversion rates are a little low. In other words, you're having to meet with too many people to get them converted to the adequate number of sales and income. So an upfront fee doesn't just make you more money, get you more closings. You guys know that. So the majority of the industry doesn't collect any money up front from customers. I didn't start collecting upfront money from sellers until the recession in 2007, 8, and 9. And in fact, that's when I realized a mistake. I should have been doing it all along. Why wasn't I? Just too close to the deal. Most of you guys, I think all of you, get paid more than the industry average, but most of you, not all, but a good bit of you aren't getting paid adequately on the front end enough to impact your cash flow cycle and conversion rates. Okay, so you really want to press the envelope on that. It's a really great way to differentiate yourself. A lot of you guys complain about how long it takes your agents to sell, not necessarily how long it takes, but they don't do enough deals. One reason why? They spend too much time with the customers. Something that should have taken 3 weeks is taking 3 months. So how do you shorten the sales cycles? Collect money up front from the customers. How does that correlate? There's buy-in, there's accountability. The calls get returned, and the customer calls more. That's all. The money changes everything. So that's why it's at the top of the list in the income bucket. The faster sales cycle allows the agents to do more deals. The majority of how it works, everybody's doing the same thing. The majority of the industry doesn't collect any money up front from the customers, and probably an AI thing ain't either. So when you go in there and you collect a little bit of money up front, you've differentiated yourself from the rest of the crowd just by the fact that you asked for the money up front. And then you got to justify it. You have to justify something, at least a further differentiation. That's a discovery based on your relationship with the customers, and you're able to take that to the marketplace on the promotional side. So those are the good things that come about all that. When you collect a little bit of money up front from the customers, you're actually able to get and keep better talent because you have a faster sales cycle. The faster sales cycle allows the agents to do more deals. I would recommend that you guys try to pay out a lot more, not less, and keep good talent. Generate more money from the customers. Keep your talent, keep them fed, and still focus on your net 30% income. You want to keep good people. They're going to make your business better. Or you can just live with your 15% net revenue that you're making. I'm just going about your business. But that's our model, and totally up to you on how much of it you want to implement and roll with. Okay, so you really want to press the envelope on that. Most of you guys are pretty in on the income stuff. You want to track those things separately, because you're going to see a direct correlation to these amounts based on the percentage of income and what your net profit is. And you're going to discover that when these things get in line, like the upfront fee, the transaction fee, or whatever, when these things start to fall in line with the model, you're going to see your net income go up, even though these are very small numbers. And that's because the conversion rates went up. You just did more sales. Could you guys imagine being armed? Think this through. If we get our hot tub time machine right now, do you know what we would do? We would go back to when you first got your real estate license, and you would do this. There's a good chance many of you guys would be here today, retired, doing some other cool stuff. I get into it way early in my career, but it took about 10 years to get it dialed in. I didn't start collecting upfront money from sellers until the recession in 2007, 8, and 9. And in fact, that's when I realized a mistake. I should have been doing it all along. Why wasn't I? Just too close to the deal. The problem is what you do every day, or it's the solution. Your ability to work on your business and make it pay is the difference maker. 30% net revenue, net $1 million on $3 million gross, without you having to run around and sell real estate all the time. Once you get it right, it's awesome. Could you guys imagine? No one wants to go back to their former life.